بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. All praises belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, our sustainer, our cherisher, our nourisher. Peace and salutations be upon our noble master Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Indeed, if we look and we analyze the favors of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala upon the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, then as the Quran Kareem tells us, وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا, that if you have to try and count the favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you have to try and enumerate the favors of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, la tuhsuha, then this is something that we will not be able to achieve. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kind favors upon us are so many that our heart and our mind cannot even begin to fathom them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who appreciate every favor and every bounty of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. We as an ummah are extremely fortunate that though our lifespan is a very short lifespan, 50, 60, 70, 80, be that as it may, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala has given us many opportunities whereby from a little bit of time we can take maximum benefit. And one such opportunity is the auspicious occasion of Laylatul Qadr. We know Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned to us in the hadith that it is a night that which we need to search for, and we search for these nights. We search for the night of Qadr in the odd nights, the last 10 nights of Ramadan, amongst the odd nights of the last 10 nights of Ramadan. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions to us in the hadith so beautifully, "Man qama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaba ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbih," or kama qala alayhi salatu wassalam, that whoever stands up on worship in this night or on this night, then most certainly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive him. Allah ta'ala will forgive his sins. Now just to, as a means of inspiration for myself firstly and for all of us, let us understand Allah ta'ala blessed us with this night of Qadr. What does Qadr mean? So the scholars tell us that there are four meanings that we can take to this night of Qadr, or what the night of Qadr means. The first meaning that we can get from this night is Qadr means significance, prominence, greatness, importance. So it is the night of significance. It is a night which is very, very important. It is a night which is the night of glory. It is a night of greatness. It is a night which is greater than other nights. The second meaning is that the night itself is significant, and the scholars say that the one who will worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this night, the one who will make the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this night, the one who will do good deeds on this night, then Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala will make it that this person will become significant in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The person doing the worship, the person doing the ibadat of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, the person doing good deeds on this night, this person becomes great, this person becomes a person of importance in the eyes of none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we don't have to become great in the eyes of people, but you become great in the eyes of Allah Himself. Allahu Akbar. May Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala make us from amongst those who are great in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The third meaning they give is that Qadr means to be tight, to be restricted. وَمَنْ قُدِرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقُهُ. So the person whose rizq, whose sustenance has become tight, has become restricted, constrained. And the reason for this is Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala in His mercy allows the angels to come to the earth, and they come in such large numbers, such great numbers, that the horizon becomes restricted. To say that there's like no space in the horizon because so many of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala's angels have descended to the earth. And we know the angels, they are such that they do not disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they make dua for the people that are in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they come down, and they're coming down to earth. This brings the mercy of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala, this brings great blessings. And over and above that, like the verse of Quran tells us, that the angels come down, and Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam himself descends to the earth. Now Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam, we know that all Anbiya alayhi salatu wasalam, when they would receive wahi, then he was in charge, and he is amongst the greatest of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's angels. He would bring down the wahi. And after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam left this world, the only time that Jibreel alayhi salatu wasalam will visit this world and visit this earth is on the night of Laylatul Qadr. So the fourth meaning that the scholars give is that the famous one which we all know, it is the night of Qadr, the night of predestination, because it is the night that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala announces the Qadr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala announces the predestination of every person to the Malaika and to the angels. And the scholars write and they say that what better position could a person be that when his Qadr is being distributed, then he finds himself to be in the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He finds himself to be worshipping Allah Rabbul Izzat. He finds himself to be doing good deeds, etc. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed us with this beautiful night. Let us make an effort to search for this night. And if you really analyze it and you look at it, it's just 5 nights. And if we plan ourselves correctly, then we have a great opportunity to take maximum benefit from these nights. A night, as Quran tells us, that is better than 1,000 months. How much better than 1,000 months? This is known only unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us understand, what do we do on these nights? How can we take maximum benefit from these nights? The first thing is that we make an effort to exert ourselves in the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can perform salah, perform lengthy rakats of salah. Ulama tell us that salah was loved by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to say, Qurratu aini fi salah, that the coolness of my eyes is in salah, because salah is such an ibadat that in this ibadat of salah, one does tilawat of Quran, one does the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one makes dua, one praises Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one goes into ruku, and then a person goes into sajda. And when a person is in sajda, then the closest a person comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is when the person is in salah. And imagine when we're reciting Surah Al-Fatiha, like the hadith of Muslim Sharif, for every verse that we are reciting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds to us, Hamadani abdi, majjadani abdi, my slave has praised me, my slave has exalted me in my praises. And then when we ask of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so beautifully says to us, هذا بيني وبين عبدي ولعبدي ما سأل. This is a matter between me and my slave, and whatever my slave has asked me for, I'm going to give it to him. So we try and perform salah, we try and recite Quran, tilawat of Quran. Hazrat Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu so beautifully used to say that whenever I wished to speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I would perform salah. And whenever I wished for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to speak to me, I would recite the Quran. And the Quran is the speech of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. That we are reciting the Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is actually speaking to us. Allah is talking to me directly. We make the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We engage ourselves in dua, begging of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dua is a very private matter. What is my need, I place it before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In the way that I see best, in the language that I feel fit, in the manner that I feel best to explain it. I'm talking to my Allah, I'm speaking to my Allah, I'm conversing with my Allah directly. And we should remember the beautiful dua that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught to Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha, that Aisha, recite this dua on the night of Qadr, Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'afu anni. That, oh Allah, innaka afuwun, oh Allah, you are most forgiving, you love to forgive, oh Allah, please forgive me. Now, one is we understand maghfirah. Maghfirah is a beautiful thing, and ask Allah Ta'ala for His maghfirah. Maghfirah means that we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cover our sins. But in this dua, Nabi Sallallahu taught us to ask afu, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should wipe it out completely, remove it, that as if though it never ever existed. And then we try and do some good deed, be it give sadaqah, some sort of charity, whatever there is, a little bit that we can do on this night. And remember, the night starts from Maghrib. The night starts from Maghrib. So whatever good deed we can do, and amongst the very, very important deeds that a person can do on this night is to cleanse and free our heart from any form of hatred, malice, anger, jealousy, etc. It comes in the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that whoever has the ability to go to bed at night and to wake up in the morning, وَلَيْسَ فِي قَلْبِهِ غِشٌّ لِأَحَدٍ, and he harbors no ill in his heart for any person, then he should do so. Why? وَهَذَا مِن sunnati, because that is from my sunnah. وَمَنْ أَحَبَّ sunnati فَقَدْ أَحَبَّنِي, and whoever loves my sunnah, indeed he loves me. وَمَنْ أَحَبَّنِي كَانَ مَعِي فِي الْجَنَّةِ, and whoever loves me, then this person will most certainly enjoy my company in Jannah. So life is very short, time is very short. We don't know if we will see another Ramadan again. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us life and we have the ability to make ibadah and to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on these nights, then it's imperative and necessary upon us that we take maximum benefit from these nights. Maybe if it's possible in the day, have a little bit of a qilula. Nabi Sallallahu used to say, qilu fa inna shaytana la taqeen. We have a small siesta, because this is something that shaitan doesn't do. With the niyyah of this being the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and asking of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us strength so that we can worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on these nights, and very, very importantly, to stay away from sin and to stay away from those things which are going to be of no benefit to us, not only on these nights but in our life as well. And unfortunately, sometimes it should never be that we get involved in a circle and we get involved in talking. Sometimes it may be over the cell phone or whatever it is, and we start to wash all our good away. This is something that we should try and stay away from, and make sure that we protect ourselves from it. Let us ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in our daily du'as as well, that, "Oh Allah, give me the opportunity," because all opportunity and all avenues of good, this only comes to us out of tawfiq min Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who Allah ta'ala gives tawfiq to, they will do good. So we should ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well, that, "Oh Allah, give me the tawfiq to spend these nights in a manner which should be pleasing to you." We make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless every one of us, our families, our progenies, our children, and the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam at large. And Allah tabarak wa ta'ala give us the opportunity to take maximum benefit from the nights of Qadr. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
يا نور هدايا أسري فيك إلى الغاية، أتلو الآية والآية وبذا يسمو إيماني.